So where do things stand?
When you think about this election, if you would have said that hinge point moments in this election would include leaked audio from Billy Bush and the investigation of Tony Weiner sexts, you would not have believed it, right? Like a year ago, you wouldn't have believed that it would, maybe that Donald Trump would be the Republican nominee. Maybe you wouldn't believe that this race would be in this condition. But when you think about what has constituted the hinge points, and, you know, the Democrats used to be feeling very superior because it was about Donald Trump and mistreatment of women and all of that stuff. And the fact that this drags Anthony Weiner and how long they put up with him, how tolerant they were, and all of that stuff back into the story is something else.
Yeah, so on Friday when the news broke that the email investigation was being well, not reopened because they never really closed it.
They never closed it, right.
New life has been breathed into it, and, you know, there wasn't any other information as to why, because Comey's letter was fairly just straight to the point and doesn't get into any detail.
No point, yes.
Right. So then, about 2 hours later, I get an email from Greg Gutfeld to the 5 show, and he said, it's the New York Times reporting, it's connected to Anthony Weiner. And as a former press secretary, I'm just hoping so much that one of the press people on the Clinton campaign will write a book one day to tell me what went through their mind. Because if I found out that it was Anthony Weiner's sex messaging that was going to cause a huge problem for Hillary Clinton in these last 9 days, I probably would have, like, said words.
Some of them shorter, some of them good Anglo-Saxon short words.
I said on Friday that I thought that on the Richter scale of political politics, the presidential politics, this was a 10. What do you think?
No, it's not a 10. It's big. You know, the later, here's 2 ways to look at it. One way to look at it is that the election is already probably about 20% done.
Because of early voting.
So we're getting closer. As I wrote in Halftime Report this week, the way to think about the election isn't that it's 9 days away. It's that it's 20% over.
Okay.
And think of it as your little loading bar on your phone that as the app is downloading, we're loading. So it matters a lot. People are going to the polls right now. How will it affect? Will it affect Republicans? Yes, because it gives Donald Trump something to talk about that's not about Donald Trump. It lets him be on the attack. It lets Republicans feel a surge of optimism, like this thing's not over. We can do this.
Yeah, at the rallies that Trump has, it's just the energy is incredible.
Right.
They are so excited.
They're fired up and ready to go, as Barack Obama used to say. How does it affect persuadable voters, or what I will call soft Clinton?
Okay.
These are suburbanites who maybe don't like Hillary Clinton. Remember, her favorability rating is like...
We have this, actually.
What is it?
We have favorability rating poll. If we could pull that up and we could show the people at home who are watching. Hillary Clinton is at 45% favorable in the Fox News poll, and Donald Trump is at 42% favorable.
And look at those unfavorability numbers, though.
Yes, 53 and 56.
That's right. Less favorable than a raccoon.
But I mean, that's really almost a tie, though.
Garbage. Well, like a tie of failure.
Right.
A failure tie. You know, that would be like if Charlie Hurt and I ran the Marine Corps Marathon today, we would have tied by dying at the 4th mile.
If you got to 4 miles.
Right, exactly. Just right there. But how this affects soft Hillary vote. How many people who were, I hate Trump, I'm going to vote for Hillary, and you get this and you go, ugh. But there's one more fundamental question that we have to answer here. The United States didn't have a federal police force. We had the Secret Service to deal with Treasury stuff starting in the 1860s. But we didn't have a federal police force until the 20th century. One of the reasons we didn't want is that we didn't want the federal government being too meddlesome.
No.
And it was interesting. The Clinton team was very happy when James Comey said, we don't want to interfere with an election. And the Trump people said, boo, interfere. Hack, you hack. And now Comey says, light interference, like we're going to lean into this a little bit. And now the roles have reversed. So I would just say, all Americans ought to be concerned about the federal government meddling in elections, but, but don't take the word for either partisan about this like they have an objective opinion.
I was thinking about the Hillary Clinton team. So they're so mad about the timing of this. But I really think they need to point the finger at themselves. They broke off the investigation for so long. They demanded like the secrecy, and
well, you read the stolen emails. Holy crocono! You see what they're saying.
And you know what I just read? Apparently, there's a source within the FBI that is telling a news organization, I can't remember. I
but
saw it on Twitter, though, so it's got to be
totally
completely accurate,
yes.
that there are 650,000 emails on this computer that they've seized.
How many of them are of Anthony Weiner?
Hopefully not as many. Can you imagine the poor FBI? They actually have so much to do, and they're like sorting through the emails, like, okay, yeah, this one's inappropriate. More inappropriateness, so inappropriate.
100,000 pictures of Anthony Weiner's
No, let's hope
area.
not. Oh, jeez. So.